Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. We're continuing on with Divi 5 today. A couple of videos ago, we created this global footer that's going to appear on every page. Today, we're going to add a bottom bar. It's got a little button to go to the privacy policy page. We've got a dynamic copyright statement that's going to increment up each year. And I've got a logo here that will take us to the home page. Really easy to do. Again, we're using the theme builder. For anybody that doesn't know, to get to the theme builder, go down to your dashboard, go down to Divi. If you hit theme builder, it's going to take us to this page right here. Here's the global footer we built the other day. And remember, a global footer will appear on every single page. You can also create a custom footer that you can assign to individual posts or pages or wherever you want to assign it to. So we're going to click on the little pencil icon. So here's a footer that we created the other day, and here's a little bottom bar. Now, when I created this footer the other day, I didn't show you what it looks like on tablet and mobile. And just for clarification, if I hit the tablet, here's that footer on a tablet, and our bottom bar is fine there. And on the phone, it's going to reduce down to one column, just like that. And there's our bottom bar right there. And I've actually changed the order in which they display on mobile there. By default, it was privacy policy, copyright, logo. I've just flipped it around the other way, just on tablet. So let's go back to desktop mode and we'll get started. I'm going to delete this and we'll start from scratch. Okay, well, let's add a new section. I'm going to use 3 columns of mine. I've kept this very simple today just for expediency. Obviously, you can go to town with this, make it as complex as you want. But I'm just going to add 3 items to mine today. In the first column here, it's prompted us to add a module. I'm just going to add a little button. And we're going to link that to our little privacy policy page. In the middle, I'm going to add a little text module. And we're going to use a bit of dynamic content to display a copyright statement right here. And on the right-hand side, I'm going to display a white version of my logo. So for that, I'm just going to use an image module. And we'll add the logo down here somewhere. There we go. Okay, well, we've got all the items in place there and they're not looking too clever, but that's okay. We can adjust that. Before I go any further, I'm going to give it the background color that I want. And you can, of course, give it any color you want. I'm actually going to copy the color from our footer section above here. It was a gradient. So if I go into this section, go down to background, I'm just going to right click on background, copy background attributes, left click on that. I'm going to go into our new section right here. Background, I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to say paste background attributes. And we got that gradient in this one too. Fantastic. And that gradient was a sort of fairly dark gray to a black right there. Okay, well, let's get working on our button. I'm going to go into the button. For mine, I want it to link to a privacy policy. So I'm actually going to say privacy policy. Link-wise, well, I can use a dynamic link. I think we've got a privacy policy page on this site. So if we go up to button link, hover over the writing there, you'll see some little icons. A little dynamic content icon here. It looks like a computer disk sort of thing, or a stack of them, or hamburger, whatever you want to call it. Click on that. I actually want to use a page link. If we go up here, got a privacy policy page somewhere right there. Fantastic. We'll go ahead and apply that. By default, it's going to open it in the current tab. That's absolutely fine for me. Great. And the color I want, I'm going to use this crazy orange that we had before just to keep it all in order. And if I go to my design on the button now, here's the button itself. I'm going to hit use custom styles, button text. For the color, I'm just going to paste my orange in there. That's great. I want to take it down a little bit in size. The text size is 20 at the moment. I'm going to make it 16. That's perfect. I'm going to leave that just like that for the moment, and we'll come back and align this if we need to. Actually, talking of alignment, I'm going to pop it in the middle of the column it's in. That way, when it reduces down to mobile, everything will be nicely stacked. To do that, all we need to do is roll right back up to the top under the design tab. alignment. We'll pop it in the middle. Great. Okay, moving on. Let's put a dynamic copyright statement in with our text module here. So I'm going to go into the text module itself. Again, I'm going to hit the dynamic content icon up here. Just left click on it. I want to show the current date. Now, I don't want the month. I don't want the day. I just want the year. So we can customize that. If we look over here where it says default, it's got various different options. None of these are really going to fit for me. So I'm going to create a custom one. Now, I just want the year. If you just want the 25, just put a lowercase or small y in there, and you've just got 25. If you want the whole year, 2025, put a capital Y in there. That's what I'm going to use, capital Y. It'll give you the 2025. Perfect. Now, I want to add a copyright statement before it. I'm actually going to add the copyright symbol itself. Now, I'm going to use an Alt code for that. So hold down your Alt code and type in, while you've still got that Alt button pushed in, 0169. That's given us the copyright symbol. And I'm going to write copyright too. Let's take that capital O out of there. Great, we've got a bit of a gap there. So let's put a space so we do have a gap. There we go, perfect. And after it, I'm going to put a gap in. I'm going to use what they call a pipe, which is a straight up slash. I'm just going to put system 22. That's going to work. Let's change it so we can see it. I'm going to make it a light color by going to design, text. I'm just going to change it to white color. Perfect. And again, we'll align that in a moment. Now my logo is way too big, so let's go in there. I'm going to go over to design and sizing. I'm going to give it a fixed width. I think perhaps 180 pixels, 180px. Make sure you put in the px or it'll try to put in a percentage value for you. Again, we want to align this to middle as we do with our text back there too. That's okay. Let's actually go in here. We want to align our text. Roll them a little bit in the middle also. So all of these are going to sit in the middle of the column. Now to adjust them vertically, let's try using a bit of flex. So what I'm going to do is go into the row itself, design, layout. Flex is already selected there. We're going from left to right, align items. There we go, centered them up just by hitting this center right here. Perfect. Now that's okay, but I want to spread mine out just a little bit by making this row full width. Very easy to do. Just click on the row itself, design and sizing. Where it says width there, I'm going to type in 100. And where it says max width just underneath, I'm going to type in 100 and the percentage sign. We've now got a full width row. Fantastic. I'm going to put a little line just on the top of this section just for a bit of a separator. Then we're going to shrink it down just a little bit. So I'm going to go into the section, design, border. I only want a border on the top, so I'm going to select this one. I only want it to be 1 pixel wide. I'm going to use that crazy orange again. But I don't want it to be quite as pronounced, so I'm going to click on the color, left click, and pull the opacity slider, the bottom variegated one right here, down to maybe, I don't know, 25%. So it's giving a bit of separation, well, maybe 50% in this case. Obviously, wherever you like it, it's giving a bit of separation between our footer and the bottom bar here. Now that's a little bit wide for me, so I'm going to shrink it down. Now, one thing that I noticed when I did this before, it's not actually reflecting the padding correctly on the front end. For instance, if I go into our section and take away any padding, so it looks like it's about the size we want it on the back end here, in the section, spacing, if I put a 0 in the top, hit the chain for the bottom, that looks about right to me. But if we look on the front end, it's not going to be correct. It's not reflecting this padding of the row here for some reason. And Divi is in the alpha state at the moment. I'm sure that's a little bug they'll fix, but we can easily correct this ourselves. If we save this now, let's just exit, make sure it's all saved on this page. I can close down, that's a duplicate page we had open originally there. And I'll refresh this page. Here's our original. And you'll notice when it comes back, it's skinnier than it looks in a theme builder here. So let's just refresh. Here we go with our new one. As you can see, it seems to have lost the padding from the row. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compromise by going into the section and just adding a little bit more padding. So if we go back here, back into our global footer, and just correct it by adding a little bit of space back to our section here. Design, spacing. Where we put the 0 in, let's maybe add 20. Change that from a 0 to a 20. The chain is checked, so it should do both. Now, if we save, let's just refresh this page and see what happens now. Perfect. Just exactly the way I wanted to see it. And we've got a privacy policy that's going to link to the privacy policy page. We've got a dynamic copyright statement that's going to update every year. And we've got our logo. I need to add a link to perhaps the home page for our logo, or you could link it just so it goes to the top of the page. I've got a back to top arrow there, so that would kind of negate that. So to put the link in, we just go back. We'll go back to the logo itself. Sure you know how to do this. Link down below. Again, we can use a dynamic link if we want to, or just put the home page link in. I'm going to say page link. Which page we want it to take us to? Home page. Apply. Perfect. So there we have it. It's looking a little bigger on this end than it will on the front end, but here it is on desktop. We roll to tablet. There it is on tablet. That's fine as well with 3 columns. If we go to phone, it's going to stack. And remember, we put them in the middle of the column, so it's going to stack nicely in the middle. And as I mentioned earlier, just on the phone version, I'd actually like to have the logo at the top and the bottom at the bottom. And that's really easy to do as well. If we just go back into our row, back to design and layout, flex will be selected. And all I need to do is change it from left to right to up and down. If you hit the other one, you'll notice that everything flips around the other way. That's all I'm going to do. If we go back to tablet, they should be the same way around. Perfect. Back to desktop, same way around again. Again, we just want to save. And if we go back, refresh. I'm using Google Chrome here with the inspector tools. If I hit my F12 key, here we have it on an iPad Air. There's the footer. There's the actual bottom bar we've just created. And on an iPhone, they should be stacked the other way around. If I go down to perhaps an iPhone 12. There's the footer. We haven't got our logo in the middle. They're the right way around, but for some reason the logo is not in the middle. Let's make sure we've got that logo in the middle of our row by going into the logo, image itself, design, alignment. We need to pop that one in the middle. Fantastic. We'll resave. Now we've debugged. We can refresh this page once more. And everything's correct there. Fantastic. We got our logo. It's going to take us to the home page if they tap on it. We got the dynamic copyright statement, and the privacy policy is going to take them to the privacy policy page. And we got a back to the top button there. Fantastic. So there we go, guys. There's how to add the custom bottom bar to your custom global footer. And you'll notice if we go to perhaps one of the posts or something, this is going to appear on every single page. There we go. And if we go to the home page, let's click on the logo. It should take us to the home page. And there it is. Fantastic. In future videos, I think what I'll do is, let's go into a different blog post. I'll create just a footer that's different that we can use just for blog posts here. Just remember, a global footer is going to appear on every single page, where if we create a custom footer, we can assign it to individual pages and posts. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. As I keep saying, as we get closer and closer to the final release of Divi 5, I'm going to be doing more and more with 5 here. If you're having a problem with 4, and 4 is still an awesome platform and I build with it all the time, if there's something you're having a problem with, let me know down below in the comments. I'll do my best to explain it or make a little demo video just like this one. So once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.